Apocalypse.
Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through.
Let's see, I can make the music last longer. Good evening. Welcome to Radio Apocalypse. Into the night, the COVID Chronicles. The night where we come allegedly prepared with news articles to talk freely and openly and discuss in an open forum. We have Barry in the green room just now. I'm giving him a wave. He can't see me because I don't have my camera on, but his mic's on, so say hi, Barry.
No.
Okay, good lad, good lad. I have left the, where is it? Fingers going this way. This little photo on this little overlay thing from last night's show, because I think it's worth pointing out to anybody that didn't see last night's show to go and watch last night's show, because it was one of my more favourite ones. So I'm being quite biased about it, but it's definitely worth it with regards to how adults groom other adults for various nefarious purposes, anything from sexual misconduct to financial appropriation, or just being a dick, just being a control freak and a bit of a dick. So yeah, I'm leaving that up. I want to plug that for a couple of days because I feel that it's got a lot of important information. And the little red hand, where's my hand here? Oh no, up, along here, at the top, you see it? The red hand along there. That is to do with our anti-bullying campaign, just an ongoing thing which we want to grow into something, positive, where we can, direct people that are victims of cyberbullying into the right direction. So everything you will see in the information section of all the videos on Radio Apocalypse from now on. At the bottom of it will have links to help lines, help places, help websites, which we can direct people to. It's important that we do that so they have professional help to do the right thing. And I am very much open to having decent other helplines from other countries throughout the world, so we can collect them all and have them all in one place. So if you do have any, by all means send me a wee message through Instagram. I'm just going to check my Instagram messages just now. No, nobody loves me, everybody hates me. I think I will go and eat worms. So yeah, do that and make sure that it's a good old website that can help people. Let's have a quick look in the chit chat Chiruni. We have Morgan in the house, and Master Elliot, sir. Thank you for joining us. Barry, of course, and Dirty Mac. God, Dirty Mac, thank you for coming and seeing us tonight, brother. Appreciate it. I know it's early in the morning when you're coming back from work, isn't it? So it's the early show where you're like, I need to go to bed. I'm very tired, Mo. Please forgive me. And it's like, no, it's like I am totally over the moon that anybody comes to watch me, and anybody comes to watch Barry as well, or listen to Barry. It's all very important. Today is a great day in Scotland because we had Boris Johnson visiting us. Have you seen anything in the news about Bojo coming to visit Barry at all?
I have, but it's very hard for me to actually find and properly look out these stories because of the filter I've got on my browser, which actually turns any picture of Boris Johnson and Donald Trump into cats.
That's right, I forgot you had that.
It makes the news a lot more interesting to read, to be brutally honest.
That's brilliant. I want to get that filter.
Virus response shows the might of the UK Union, says Boris Johnson.
Yeah.
But, it's beside this picture of a little gorgeous tabby cat, so you can't get upset.
Oh, tabby cat. The articles that I'm bringing today is it's all about mask wearing down in England, and the massive amount of flip-flopping that the government has done about that, and the simple response that our government in Scotland has done for it, and the contrast to have that we've got between Westminster and Holyrood as a whole. Now, I'm not saying that we're perfect up here, Barry. We're certainly not. I'm the first person to openly criticise our own government, but I'm even more open to criticising Westminster. So what I'm going to do is talk about the masks. I've got a wee video to watch, and then I'm going to have a little rant which you can join in about how simple it is about...
Can I do my little confession?
Yeah, we can do the confession if you want, because Barry's got a confession to make. He's about to say that in a previous life he was a Buddha and he never lost the belly. That's true.
No, today my wife is absolutely furious and contemplating divorcing me because of something she caught me looking at on my computer.
Oh, God. Okay.
It wasn't something socially acceptable like Pornhub. It was actually iPhones.
Oh, my God.
And she is quite legitimately considering divorcing me because I'm looking at an iPhone, and because I've just recently bought a MacBook Pro, and I am now having Apple fanboy shouted at me in the house.
Now, let me just make this perfectly clear. For the length of time that I have known Barry, which is quite a number of years, he's always been my amazing technical advisor, and he's always come back to me with a look of absolute disgust when I have brought my iPhone out. He has never been a fan of Apple, always mocking them, and quite rightly so. Like every organisation, they've got their positives and their negatives, but I'm not much of a tech head. I'm just a simple-minded user, and this has always been the easiest thing for me. So for Barry to be looking at an Apple, it's like, welcome to the dark side, brother. I love it. Love it. He's gone quiet now. Are you okay? Have you got a fever, mate, for looking at the apples?
No, I'm just standing in the naughty corner.
You need to be right over there, brother. Really, so tell me, is it an 11 Pro Max? An 11 Pro?
Yes.
Huh, the Max. You want the big job. It's like the size of a tablet.
Well, you know, I can understand if you're not used to holding big things in your hand, but I mean,
it'll be a new experience for you then, eh?
No. You know what? There's a smart remark I can make, but I want to stay married, so I'm just going to just draw the line right there.
Oh, God, I hope Sarah's listening to this. I really do. Very good. No, I'm about to go and get the 11 Pro tomorrow for myself. I've made up my mind. I'm going to take the plunge, going to go for the 11 Pro. The Max is a bit too big for me. The Pro's perfect.
It is a bit ungainly. The Max is fine if you're like maybe working on business and it's like something that you have in your briefcase or whatever you're carrying. That's fine. But for day-to-day usage, you're going to feel like a twat.
Yeah. And I do, I've got apps on my phone for work, and I don't want to be walking around with a small laptop in my hand sort of thing. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a beautiful device. I mean, but everything I need to get done in a phone is definitely going to be on an 11 Pro.
I've got the Samsung Galaxy S10.
Mm-hmm.
And it's absolutely fine. No problems with it whatsoever. I'm not due an upgrade for another 2 years.
Yeah, I'm due an upgrade now, and I'm loving getting the phone calls. I get phone calls from all the providers. Hey, you are now just up. Do you want to have this phone, this phone, this one? And it's great. I normally wait about 2 months after my contract's finished, and I phone O2 and say, you know, I've had phone calls from Sky, Vodafone, blah de blah, and here to here, and they've offered me the iPhone Pro for this amount a month. You know.
Well, you see, you got to watch now, because O2 and other places actually have a card up their sleeve.
Okay.
a lot of the other shops, like the Carphone warehouses, are just not there now.
This is true. Well,
So
what I really want is the Pro with unlimited data. That's all I want. Okay, and that's roughly about £60 a month for all of that. And I don't see that as unreasonable. I was paying £45 a month before, and that was 2 years ago.
Yeah,
so with inflation,
I looked at that. I looked at that, and I was probably going to take the one down from that, the middle one, which is what was it, 20 gig or 40 gig or something like that. It's like 45 a month. Because I
who
was
was
like,
that
well,
with? O2?
yes,
45 for the 11 Pro or the Max?
I'm sure was for the. I do want. Let me just double check before I completely make an arse of myself.
That's okay. I'm used to it. It's very...
Well, I
Let
know.
me just say hello to people that have just joined us. Sarah Ledbetter's in the house. Good afternoon, superfan. You have a rival, Sarah, for being a superfan, and that is young Elliot. Elliot has attended most shows, but doesn't go back as far as you and I do with regards to the days of Vine. But he is turned into another superfan. So thank you for coming here and holding up your mantle for being the number one. You have a superfan. You know this. You have a superfan rank in Discord. We did give Sarah a superfan rank, didn't we, Barry? In Discord.
I think so.
I think so too. And then did I see Solway Firth in the house? Yes. And we've said hi to Mac, we said hi to Elliot, we said hi to Morgan, and Barry's talking. And Cognac is away singing in the shower just now because he's minging from doing some sort of deep clean thing.
Right, yes. It wasn't the 11 Pro I was looking at, it was just the 11. According to this, you can get either 90, well, there's a 90 gig and a 15, 1 gig, 90 gig, and a 15 gig plan.
For the 11 is a bit smaller than my phone though, isn't it? It's like I need something that's a bit chunky, but...
Well, this is the 11 Pro I'm looking at.
11 Pro is what I'm after.
It's 1 gig, 90 gig, or 15 gig.
90 gig?
Yeah.
How much is the 90 gig?
$29.99 up front and £57.44 a month.
Do you think I'm going to use more than 90 gig a month streaming if I'm out and about? I don't know.
I really doubt it.
Me too.
Plus, don't forget you're going to be working a lot as well. So,
and it's the way to look at it is if I just keep it switched on to the Wi-Fi in the house as I usually do. It's only that's going to be fine. That's going to be like £10 cheaper than any other thing. So we'll go for that. Let's be Apple buddies. You know, you and me, Apple buddies. We can make a whole sort of skippity-doo through the park. We're holding hands with our apples, mate. Are you up for that?
We won't be able to because that really both hands to hold the fucking phone.
Yeah, this is true. Yeah, well, maybe we could like just swing them like children between our arms, like. Wee-hoo. No, maybe not. Right, let's get on with the show. I have a news article that I want to bring up and talk about. Where is it? Here it is here. And I need to bring it up so I can actually friggin' see the thing as well. Where is it? There it is. This is, we're going to talk about masks. Masks and the flip-flopping that our amazing government has done. Where is there? It is down the bottom there. Our amazing government has done in Westminster regarding it. So this is a wee video from Facebook from Joe about masks and stuff. So we'll have a look at this. It's about 2 or 3 minutes long. Then
Your mask
we
on.
shall
Shut the fuck
discuss
up.
it.
The mask situation in the UK is a fuckfest.
Fuckfest.
After weeks of messing about, the government finally announced that masks would be compulsory in shops in England from July 24th.
We've therefore come to the decision that face coverings should be mandatory in shops and supermarkets.
But there was over a week between the announcement and the implementation. Why wait that long? Why not do it straight away? The government seems to love taking a long time to bring in potentially life-saving measures. It twiddled its thumbs over introducing lockdown.
You must stay at home.
and managed to balls that up by sending out conflicting messages on what we were supposed to do. Stay alert, control the virus, 2 meters, 1 meter, Dominic Cummings, Barnard Castle. What the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Which is exactly what happened with face masks. For example, on July 12th, Michael Gove said that he didn't think face masks should be mandatory in shops in England and should be worn as a matter of courtesy.
I don't think mandatory, no, but I would encourage people to wear face masks.
The next day, Boris said that the government was looking at making face masks mandatory.
Yes, face coverings I think people should be wearing in shops. And in terms of how we do that, whether we make it mandatory or not, we'll be looking at the guidance.
And it was later revealed that they would be made mandatory. How could the Prime Minister and one of his senior cabinet members have totally opposing views? How could government policy have changed so completely in the space of 24 hours?
Because they're the
It's like
Tories.
they don't have a real strategy. It's like they're making it up as they go along. As we've learned
Because
more
they're
about
Tories.
COVID-19, the role of masks has become clearer. Initially, the World Health Organization said only medical workers and people with symptoms should wear masks. In Britain, when the PPE shortage was at its worst, it was important not to divert equipment away from frontline health workers.
Oh, wait.
But we've always had the ability to make our own face coverings at home. All you need is a t-shirt, or even just a sock.
Pair of
And now that
knickers.
supply chains have evened out a bit, buying masks is easier than ever. You can even get fashion masks.
Yeah, but wash them
Because
first.
there's nothing cooler than fighting a pandemic together. But unfortunately, not everyone is in this together. If you've been on public transport lately, you will no doubt have seen people not wearing masks, or with them hanging off their face, or not covering their nose. Masks aren't just a formality that you can dispense with once you've bought a ticket. They're there to stop you from potentially passing the virus on to other people. And maybe that's the heart of the problem. Data from YouGov suggests that only 38% of Brits are already wearing face masks in public places, compared
all
with
of them are in
73%
Scotland.
of people in the United States, which, given the absolute fucking state of that country, is embarrassing. Maybe we're just a bunch of selfish pricks. If the masks were intended to stop individuals catching the virus, rather than spreading it, maybe people would be a little more inclined to put the fucking mask on. But sadly, no. And now that masks are going to be compulsory in shops, whining losers are already complaining about being muzzled and coming up with bullshit excuses for not wearing them.
Nothing.
Right. You get the point, okay? Westminster are a bunch of morons. That's it, okay? They have fucked this whole thing up from day one. I mean, since I started doing the papers in the morning, okay, you've seen me get triggered about these things, about the lack of PPE. I did 2 specials about the lack of PPE, alright, on evening shows, right? I get totally upset about this, simply because it's pertinent to understand that they're not doing this to infringe your civil liberties. They're doing this because it's kind of a public health thing, you know? It's insane. It's insane. Without going into what I'm going to talk about as a whole with Scotland in this, all right? Barry, your opinion on the face mask fiasco down in England, please, just so I don't rant too much.
Build the fucking wall.
We could get Trump over. He's excellent at building walls.
Nah, Mexico said they wouldn't pay for it.
This is true. This is true. Maybe we
Tell
could
you
get
what,
Carlisle to
Scott-
pay for it.
Scotland would probably pay for it if you actually promised to actually build the wall right round the country and fill it with water.
What, round the whole? No. This England's not bad. It's just Westminster that are full of dicks, you know. And Morgan lives down south. We need to get her up here. We need to get them up here first, right? Morgan and son. It is son Morgan, isn't it? I just want to make sure that I'm saying son for your boy. Yeah. Let's have a look. Cool. Right. No, my opinion with regards to the masks, right? It should have been for day one. And I'm going to stick my hand up. Because I was shielding, I had a whole conversation with my mum saying, I don't need to wear a mask. I'm in the house. I'm in the garden, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to the shops, blah, blah, blah. But if you go for a walk, carry one with you. Yeah. Whatever, mum, whatever. But yeah, I carry one with me wherever I go now, you know? Because we have this thing in Scotland. The Scottish Government put in place this thing called facts. Okay, now Nicola Sturgeon was ripped to pieces for kind of going in her own direction. Well, not her personally, but the Scottish Government going in their own direction with regards to how to deal with this. A bit stricter. I've had interesting debates on Facebook with friends and parents of some of my kids' friends, basically saying, yeah, but scientific data says we shouldn't be doing this. She's turning around and she's screwing with the economy. Well, no, she's not screwing with the economy. It's people's lives first and everything else kind of second. Right, you're in the back room, Cognac. Brilliant. Let's bring you in as well, and you can speak to us. Good evening, Cognac. I'm on a rant just now,
Good
so
evening.
please let me rant. I'm
rant away.
ranting. So we have this thing called facts in Scotland, and I'm going to bring up, I don't know whether you'll be able to see this or not. Is it readable on your screens there? Let's see. Right, so facts is an acronym for face covering in enclosed spaces. Okay, now there's one little sentence, one tiny little sentence, that if Westminster adopted the same thing, all right, it would be quite straightforward. What is an enclosed space? Well, an enclosed space is shops, public areas where you are indoors. Okay, maybe not so much your own house, because that's where you bubble with people, you know, that's where you can relax a bit because you know where these people have been, all right, I hope. Maybe not your kids, depending if they've been out all day, all right, but face coverings in enclosed areas. You go to your local shop, you go to the paper shop, you go to your big stores, you go to the garage and you go in to pay, you go to a cafe. You know, most cafes just now are doing takeaway stuff, but you know, if you have to drink, hold on a second, lift the mask up. Delicious. Okay, there's going to be social distancing things in place within restaurants around Scotland anyway if you're sitting in. I'm not even too sure whether restaurants are all open yet. Do you know anything about? Are they? I don't think so. I don't think so either. I know that our local McDonald's is open, but it's only for takeaways. You know, people will go in and they'll have to wear their mask while they're waiting to get their stuff.
Takeaways and drive-throughs.
Drive-throughs, yeah. So face coverings in enclosed spaces. It just is. It's mind-boggling that the people that run the entire island nations, the conglomerate of the United Kingdom, cannot get it fucking right. You know, they can't get it right. And then one little Scottish lassie comes along with her administration and says, face coverings in enclosed spaces, you all, you know, for fuck's sake. The next one, the A in facts, is avoid crowded places. Mind-blowing common sense. Holy shit, my IIQ has gone up just by reading that sentence. It's like, avoid crowded places. No, I'd shut up, man. It has so. Alright? It has so. I feel more intelligent just to avoid crowded places. You know? Just, okay, my common sense IQ. Alright?
See, I want to make an Apple comment, but I can't now.
No, you can't. No, you can't. So anyway, avoid crowded places.
Why can't you?
Oh, he's. I will tell you at the end of this rant. Barry's gone to the dark side, mate. Okay, we'll come to it in a minute. Okay, it's funny as fuck. Anyway, avoid crowded places. Another mind-blowing piece of common sense. Hence why, if I'm out for a wee walk, I've got my mask in my pocket if we have to go past a bunch of people, a big crowd, or we're up by the river and it's a bit busy, or we're round Arthur's Seat where it's a bit busy, and it has been in places. We were even down at Saughton Park in Edinburgh. It was a bit busy. I had my mask at hand in case we had to hang out in the kids' play park. Put the fucking mask on, okay? Clean your hands and surfaces regularly. Woo! We're doing that anyway. That is the C in FACTS. 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 Clean your hands and surfaces regularly. 2 meter social distancing. Now, even if they say, you know, it's all right to be 1 meter apart, the social distancing is kind of like a guideline to be sensible. You know, there's times where you can't help but be closer than 2 meters to people. But you're not going up and rubbing your sweaty bodies over perfect strangers. You know, it's not like you're in the swimming pool and brush past somebody. It's not. It just blows my friggin' mind. Okay. The social distancing thing is a common sense guideline. Okay, you might walk past somebody in the street. Okay, you might be standing at a bus stop a bit too close. Back off, you know, just back off, common sense. And then the S in facts is self-isolate and book a test if you develop coronavirus symptoms. We have been working on facts in Scotland for about, 5 weeks now, 6 weeks? Okay, and we have really taken it on board. The public in Scotland are looking down in south of the border and going, what a bunch of fannies. You guys are a bunch, why can't you get it right? But then the sensible people down in England are looking up going, yeah, we agree with you. Look at these people, they're a bunch of fannies. You know, it drives me insane, absolutely insane to think that they just
There are
can't
those
get that
that
right.
follow logic and those that follow logical and fallacies.
Well, it's the head and the heart syndrome, you know. The head thinks about the right logical thing to do, which is follow the facts, okay? The heart says, yeah, you're not making me wear a fucking mask, government. That's against my freedoms. God gave me a beautiful way to breathe, so I'm living in Florida, so I'm going to protest against that. How dare you? How dare you turn round and say to me how I'm supposed to breathe through? Well, okay, go and fucking get the virus and die. You know, the gene pool will be better without you. Oh, God, I went there. I didn't think I was going to go there. I'm not going to hold back. It pisses me. No, it pisses me off. Somebody, please reel me in, Barry. Reel me in quickly. I'm not gonna stop.
Wait,
Unless-
I mean, it should actually, just for some fun. I mean, a female senator here on TV stated, "I don't wear a mask for the same reason I don't wear underwear. Things need to breathe."
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, I swear
And
to
like,
God.
it's still like a perfect quote for this moment.
Well, you know, if she has like itchy lady toilet parts, then maybe she does need to breathe a bit. But I swear to God, okay, that's going to be. Maybe she should wear a mask down there too, because I'm sure that you could probably catch coronavirus if somebody sneezed there, mate. You know, you just don't know. You know, can you imagine that? Chew. Oh, that felt kind of nice. Oh no, I've got coronavirus. Coronavirus of the female foof. You know, what can I say?
I suddenly want to listen to the song Ning Coronas.
Oh my God! I swear.
That is an amazing song, by the way. If anyone doesn't know it, just go out and Google and look it up on YouTube. 9 Coronas.
Barry, we should do a parody version of it for now, and we can call it the 9 Covinjas because of the masks.
Oh, that's something that senator needs to wear. A Covinja mask.
Hold on, let me move my Apple mouse that I've got.
Okay, right. Let's have a quick break from the rants about Scotland, the difference between Scotland and England, because I've got another thing that I want to talk about as well in a minute to do with that.
Keep Cognac in the loop. I said at the beginning of the show I had a confession, which is my wife caught me looking at something on my computer which was socially unacceptable, and it's not something like, you know, Pornhub or something really cool like that. It was, in fact, I was looking at iPhones.
That is hilarious.
And
but they come with the bite take out of them already.
What you have to understand, Cognac, right, is
Get it? Because it's a bite and a bite.
Barry has never been a man to ever indulge in even considering buying an Apple phone. Ever. And I remember when he put on Facebook a few years ago, I've got myself an Apple AirBook, and I bit my fingers off not wanting to type anything saying, ha 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 ha, I bet you love that thing.
I've still got it.
Mm-hmm.
My MacBook Air is still with me. It's in its little box.
No.
Oh, little MacBook, we love
and
you.
I've now upgraded to my 15-inch 2015 MacBook Pro.
Stop showing off with your 15 inches, mate. Okay, we've told you about this. Keep it for your
hey,
OnlyFans.
Look, if you've got 15 inches, you want to brag. You know what I mean?
Awesome. No, so basically, Barry is, as long as I've known him, has never been a man for apples, Cognac. He's always been one for bananas. All right, but anything apart from an apple. But now his wife. In fact, I got a text from her saying, "Dear Mo, I don't know what to do here. Barry's looking at Apple products more and more now. I'm blaming you for always being a fan of Apple. Sarah's blaming me, mate. It's not funny, you know."
Oh wait, you do have an Apple?
I do have an Apple.
I think that's you do have that. So just so you know, that's the reason we can't actually do lives together. Is they have to be. Apple has access to versions of TikTok that I can't do. There's a lot of things I can't do that the Apple can do. Yeah.
Right. So
that's
you're just a
payroll.
caveman in a
Do you know
cave
how-
somewhere, mate. Yeah.
My
Yeah,
appreciation.
I love my Galaxy 8 or like it's a 7 or 8.
You
Like,
you
these
carry
things-
on
these
loving
things
that
can
thing.
Do you
Okay.
know-
When you graduate away from Morse code, that'll be cool, alright?
Oh, that's harsh.
Yeah, I love
I
you, man.
accept that. I accept. That's pretty gnarly.
The only reason I actually have an affinity for the MacBook is because I was at work, one of my previous employers. We use a code versioning software called GIT, and it's what was happening was anytime you checked out code on my Windows computer, there's a different code that they use for line endings on a PC than they do on a Mac, and it was my PC was changing up all the line endings and wrongly identifying new code where there wasn't new code. So to stop this from, and you're talking about hundreds of thousands of pages of code, and in order to stop this from happening, what they did is they just turned around and went, right, who's got Windows? And a couple of us put our hands up and they went, right, okay, use your MacBook. And that was it. We got given a Mac and that was it. And do you know what? It was really good for the job I do.
Nice.
I
Wait,
think
I
that's
gotta
the
know.
lamest
Do they
excuse
still
ever.
come with the video editor already, like installed by chance?
Yes.
See, that's the only thing I'm actually really jealous of. Is it comes with a video editor that's really good already. Yeah.
Fun. Here's a fun fact: all the Fallout videos are edited on a Mac.
That's amazing. That's why they take so friggin' long to upload.
Man, I literally have to go through 4 apps just to do half of what an Apple edit can do.
Well, what was happening was whenever I record on the PC and I pull it into Adobe Premiere, the sound desynchronizes.
That's because Adobe's Clay.
Yeah, Adobe's just shit.
No, I'm just...
So I pulled it just out of desperation onto my Mac, and it turned around and went, "Yep, no problem."
Ooh, snap.
So
Okay. Well, you guys are even like making me rethink my tech right now.
and believe it or not, I actually have one of the magic mouse things.
A Fushigi ball?
No, an Apple Magic Mouse.
Listen,
Mouse.
Go and stop, getting all gushy over your Apple nonsense, okay? It's so old in my world. I mean, Apple has been my amazing thing since it was my first smartphone.
You don't have an Apple mouse though.
I don't care.
And
an Apple
to be honest,
mouse,
no, it's not. It's not. It's absolutely not, because the top of the mouse, it's one button, and it uses the Apple trackpad type stuff where it'll register single clicks or double finger clicks, and it also recognizes strokes and gestures, so I can swap pages, swap virtual desktops and stuff. It's really nice.
Great.
Anyone can recognize
amazing.
those.
You can double finger click your Apple when you're getting excited about it later, mate. When the privacy of your own time.
Wow.
Okay. I'm on fire tonight. I really am. Oh, that's what happens when you have an app.
A whole bunch of news articles that are fun, possibly semi-interesting articles.
We'll come to them in a second. I want to rant more about Boris Johnson.
Wow.
I need to rant more about Boris Johnson. Look at him wearing this mask.
I have something about, so for Boris Johnson. Okay, so your apparel, the apparel for the show.
Yeah.
So I went to go walk in the house, and my grandmother turns to me because I was staring at the TV because I heard the voice of he who shall not be named. I'm just kidding. But
Okay.
so Trump's on there, and I just turn around. She goes, "Oh yeah, that's 45. He's talking now." And I was like, "What?" And she's like, "Oh, because he doesn't really deserve to be called by name. We just call him 45." So you could take oh man, what's his name again? Boris Johnson, right?
Yeah.
Put him on the back, like if of the tank top, because it's like a jersey, and then put the
Right.
45 and just put the big circle with the red line through it.
Why
Because they're
45?
together.
Why do you call him 45?
Because he's the 45th president.
Oh, right, yeah. Well, I don't think he even deserves that title. I think Fanny Balls is probably the best one to call
Fanny
him.
balls! Oh
You know?
God.
That's what I feel about Boris Johnson. I'm right up there tonight. I can't stop it. I'm on a rant. The thing that I want to talk about here, who's that? We have got some new people in the house tonight. Oh, Jackie's in. Hi, Jackie McD. How are you? And
Hello.
Alex Tate is joined us as well. Thank you for joining us, my friends. It's good to have
Alex
you here.
Tate.
Listen, let me rant about one thing, right? Okay, Boris Johnson has visited Scotland for only the second time in a year. You know, this whole better together, this union of equals sort of thing, this, tough shit, we voted for Brexit, we're dragging you out of Europe sort of stuff. Okay, well, he's up here, and he's not even coming to visit Nikki. He's not even going to see Nicola Sturgeon. Now, Nicola would have quite happily opened up a little spot in her diary for the Prime Minister of these islands to have a cup of tea and a wee scone with, maybe some strawberries and cream and stuff. But do you know what? She said yesterday on a wee thing, I've got no plans to meet Boris, but if he wants to come round, I'd quite happily meet him like I would meet any dignitary visiting Scotland. And she ended the sentence with, and while he's visiting, I just hope that he follows the facts, follows all the guidelines, which are different in England compared to Scotland while he's up here. However, he flew into Lossiemouth Air Force Base and then took transport, I think a helicopter, to the Orkney Islands. You could not get more isolated in Scotland, all right, than the Orkney Islands. So he was, tarting about up there, sort of going, yes, it's the union is strong, the union is great, and we've done all this. It was Westminster that made it possible to have the furlough going on for us all, and we've given you all this money, this amazing money, to help with Scottish businesses. And it's a straightforward, hold on a second, Bojo the clown here. Okay, just hold on a second, you masked up blue hairnet wearing butcher hat on your head, well, anyway, let me just say, okay, if Scotland was an independent nation, it would have borrowing powers of its own. All right, it would have its own economy where it could go and say, hey, we need to borrow money in order to support our businesses, to get through this COVID crisis, to be able to do the right thing, okay? And instead, right, Boris is saying, it was us that gave you this money. Hold on, we fucking pay taxes up here. Okay, we send all our taxes down to Westminster. Okay, and this is just to put it into perspective here. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about the Scottish economy and how it operates, right? Let's just take it that we've sent £10 down to Westminster. So all the taxation, everything that we get taxed for up here, gets sent down to the tax revenue place down in London, where all the accountants with their little calculators go through all their formulas, going, oh yeah, and they send us £5 back up to spend up here. All right, the other £5 that we've generated gets spent on our behalf, on vanity projects for the Queen, for the armed forces, for blah and blah and blah. No, I'm not finished yet. I'm on a rant. You can't stop me here. I'm on a roll. I can't be distracted. Don't do it, right? Okay. So that money gets spent on our behalf, and then, okay, they say, but we've had to borrow more money on your behalf, okay, for projects such as the high-speed railway that we're putting down in England that doesn't even touch fucking Scotland. Okay, now fair enough, we are getting a wee bit of money back for that, but that's not the point, okay? The best analogy in the world is to say, right, your next door neighbour, all right? You give your next door neighbour all your wages, your whole salary. There you go, neighbour. You take all the money. Your neighbour gives you half of that back, saying, you're a good neighbour. You deserve to have half of what you've generated and what you've earned back in your pocket. You go and spend that on whatever you want, okay? Meanwhile, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the other half and I'm going to make the garden that you can see from your window, you know, that garden that's my garden, I'm going to make it beautiful. I'm going to make it amazing, okay, with that other half of the money. Look at it, look at it. Isn't it beautiful? And then, shit, I need a lawnmower. I need to get something to go and cut the grass with. I'm going to take a loan out and buy the lawnmower, okay, so you can watch me cut the grass, but I'm going to bill you for the interest on that loan, all right? That's what we're going to do, okay? And then you go, wait a minute, I don't even have a garden that I can use that lawnmower in. Oh, that doesn't matter. We'll still bill you. And that's the best analogy that I can give you for how Scotland's been fucked over by Westminster. It's not England. I don't have a problem with England. All right? My dad's English. Okay, I've got more English blood in me probably than Scottish blood, but I feel more Scottish. Anyway, that's by the by. But the point is, right, it's all about vanity projects. So if we were in charge of our own economy, our own ability to take loans out for the country, rather than having no possible way of actually getting borrowing to help with COVID-19 support for businesses, we wouldn't have this fucking idiot, okay, turning around and saying, oh, the union is so strong and look what we've done for you with the taxes that you've generated and the loans that we've taken out. You know, it's like he's stroking his own ego. It's like going, I'm such a clever guy. The Scottish people are so stupid, you know?
I sent you a good meme into your Instagram DM.
Okay, all right, here we go.
About Boris.
Right, thank you for reeling me in there, mate. Oh, I got pissed off when he was saying all that shit today. I was watching him. Oh, here we go. That's good. Separated at birth. Yes, what's it called? Emperor Palpatine and Boris Johnson. I don't know whether we can see that or not. Hold on. Let me just bring that round. Can we see that? Not really, but hold on. There you go. It's not. It's. Hang on. No, we can't really see it that way. We'll look at it later. Anyway, I feel great after that. I've got that off my chest. Whew. Good evening, Equilibrium Balance. How are things in Ireland? Do you love Boris Johnson over there as much as I do over here? I swear to God. Apologies for my rant, but I feel my daughter here is lying on the sofa, like laughing her ass off at me, aren't you? Yeah. Crazy. She knows how I feel about Boris. So that's it. I feel, like I say, it's off my chest now. It's out there. It's in internet land. We have actually talked about Boris the Wanker Johnson. Oh, the other thing, right? The other thing. While we're on it, okay. While he's turning round criticising the Scottish government's policies on slowing down the release of of lockdown, all right, he's saying that it's okay. I mean, this was weeks ago. He's saying that it's okay that his mates, like Dominic Wanker Cummings, okay, it's all right for him to break the lockdown rules. You know, we talked about this before. I made a whole video about that narcissistic wanker, right? I swear to God, I'm actually up a height now. I'm like full blown. Let's go to war for independence. Well, not actually war, but you know what I mean, political war. I've had enough. I think that we need to have our indie sooner rather than later. Hold on a second. Cognac has sent me another thing on old Instagram. You're just reeling me in today. Thank you. Let's keep it right. That's brilliant. Who wore it better, Boris Johnson or Donald Trump with the blowy blonde hair? Yes, I'm going to go and Google them up. Nobody loves Boris as much as you do, Mo. Thank you, Carmen. Thank you very much indeed. Ranty Mo is fun. I did say, I thought I said Randy Mo. I was going to say, how do you know? My wife would go mental if, you know. I know it says Ranty. I know it says Ranty. I'm just saying, for me, at this distance, it looks like Randy. And this distance, I had to check, it does say Ranty. Okay, very good. Very good. Right. I'm done. I'm spent. I'm gone. We're finished. Anybody got anything else they want to say tonight? Okay, no, I think Ali has got some jokes, haven't you? Barry, take centre stage, please, or Cognac, please. Before
Barry, take it away.
Well, let's see. UK universities lose data to ransom attack.
Was it the Russians?
No, but they feature later on.
Oh God.
They were using a cloud storage provider who got hacked.
Okay.
And they're being very delicate with what they're saying about the data, but yeah, they've lost a shitload. In the okay, I didn't see that coming category, we have Mike Tyson is to fight Jones Jr. in an exhibition fight.
Wait, Mike Tyson and who?
Jones Jr.
So hold on. Your biter is going to fight Jones Jr.
Yep, Roy Jones Jr.
Wow, that'll be good.
Yeah. I sent you. We can post this in Discord, and everyone else can shriek in horror at this one. But the Amber Heard Johnny Depp audio recording that exists.
Yeah, you sent me that. I've not listened to it yet. Tell me.
Dear God.
Is it worth? Shall we play it now? Shall we play it now? I'll bring it up. You sent it.
It's horrendous, mate. It's absolutely horrendous, and it's bloody long as well.
Oh my God. Audio of Amber. Hold on. We'll just play a little bit. Right, I'm bored already. Hold on. Let's scroll forward.
No, because I wanted to have you as my.
I didn't interrupt you. You asked me, right? You said right?
Right.
I meant you interjected. I meant you said. You said. How about that? See, now is this better? I answered you. I addressed what you're saying. Now can we please not fight about that?
And I said, because I love you.
Because I love you. Oh my God. I'm downloading that. I'm going to make sound bites out of bits of that. That's just waiting to happen. Barry, have you listened to it all?
Yes.
Is it vicious?
She actually doesn't refute the allegation that he makes to her that she punched him.
She's going
and
to die.
There's an awful lot of along the lines of, but you look what you made me do.
All right,
and
so
there's also a therapist who's listened to this audio recording and said basically she tries to attack from the victim position, which is something that a lot
victim.
of trying to play the victim, but also doing it to attack.
I've got to say something here, right? Okay, playing the victim pisses me off completely. It's the first sign of one of the most narcissistic things to do. But I've got to say that when I was cutting the grass in my garden the other day not the other day, about 2-3 weeks ago, when it was sunny and it was lockdown going on, and there was still people walking about, there was families going out for walks and things, and one of my neighbours' family with their kids were all out, and I'm not going to name any names at all here. I'm not going to say anything, I'm not going to say who they were or what they were doing, but one of the siblings turned round. I'm going to change the names to protect the innocent. Okay, turned round and said, "This is playing the victim thing. This is it." They were walking on the public path right next to it, clear as day. One sibling says to the other, "Paul, you just made me hit my face," and Paul was 10 feet behind this person, and I'm looking and I know these people, and I'm like, oh sweet Jesus, this is this victim playing. How can you turn around and look what you made me do? That is just bullshit,
Yeah. Black man arrested after paying for bike at Walmart.
Say that again.
Black man arrested for paying for bike at Walmart.
Well, that's the new thing, isn't it? You pay for something and get arrested. I heard about that.
Yeah, that's wait. Why?
Yeah, he bought the bike, and okay, it was a bit of a dick move. He rode the bike to the cashier.
Right. Okay. Fair dues. Okay.
Fair enough, but no. The cops were called, and rather than the staff go, no, look, it's okay. The staff stood there, did nothing, and the guy got arrested.
Wow.
I mean, it's just. I mean, Jesus, if I was him, the amount of people I would be suing for this is unbelievable.
Yeah. Totally, they'd get it.
Now, I bet none of you had this in your doomsday prediction.
Go on.
Russia fires weapon in space.
What weapon? Is it like a big Death Star laser? Are you going to turn commie on
A
me?
missile. They apparently have been firing missiles.
Astounding. At what?
Wait, so missiles that have a
No.
propulsion system that can actually push through space?
Well, there's no atmosphere in space, so it wouldn't be hard.
I guess so.
But no, apparently they've been firing the missiles from a satellite.
Oh. Is that not against 1,000 million different space treaties for weaponizing space nonsense?
Pretty much. So
Love it.
yeah, they might find a lot of their satellites stop working.
Who?
Me think.
Oh wait, are we allowed to just shut down their satellites? Is that possible?
No, but it's not like someone's going to see you do it.
Yeah, that's very true.
This one's rather weird. Ministers overrode warning about risky OneWeb bid. MPs have launched an inquiry into the UK government's £400 million investment into a bankrupt satellite firm called OneWeb.
Crazy. Well, I've got something else about Russia to tell you as well in a minute or two, because you know how my wife's Russian. She tells me all the Russian news from the Russian perspective. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Apple co-founder is suing YouTube.
What for?
Steve Wozniak questions whether YouTube algorithms are dealing with scams. The Apple co-founder is currently suing YouTube for allegedly allowing scammers to use images and videos of him to defraud people.
Wow. That's amazing.
That's gnarly.
Yeah. Northern Irish coronavirus tracing app launches next week.
Hey, the what?
Northern Ireland are launching the COVID-19 tracing app. Better late than
I will say we have the interactive map thing started here. Well, I saw it a week ago now here. I kind of like it, and I kind of don't, because it helps me see how close it's getting to me-ish in a way.
And as we touched on in space, leaks and so on still keep pouring out like buggery. The Rise of the Skywalker 4-hour cut leak looks to be astounding.
I can't wait for that. But we can talk more
It's
in
gonna
depth
be
about
4 hours?
entertainment news. Yeah.
Oh.
Right. I'm cutting you off. We're not going to go down the path that we went 20 minutes last Thursday on Star Wars. Okay? I'm reeling you in. Okay? I had a good 45-minute rant about Boris Johnson, but we'll keep Star Wars for tomorrow night.
This is not the show you are looking for.
Oh, brilliant, Cognac. That was perfect. You're some guy. Touching on the Russian thing, right? Here's something interesting for you. In Russia, on Russian news websites, while my lady wife was sitting on the bed in the bedroom, as she does, catching up with the Russian news, because, well, she's Russian and she likes to keep tabs of what's going on in her country, they're starting to put out, wait for this, by the end of August, they will have a working vaccine for COVID-19.
What do you mean, like we've got?
No. We're supposed to have one by Christmas. Okay.
We're testing it now.
Yeah, but theirs is in production to be used.
But has it been tested though?
It has been. There you go. So, no, well, yeah, you can go all you like, but we trust British and UK websites for the news over here. This is coming from the Russian news agencies, just as reliable as the ones that we have over here. It's
That's
just
not
a
a high.
different perspective.
That's not a high bar to get over.
It's a trap.
I know,
It's a trap.
Absolutely. Whether
trap.
it's true or not,
They
or
don't.
not,
It's a
what?
trap. It's a
It's a
trap.
trap.
They
Oh, here we
don't.
go.
Because you know what
Here we go.
everyone's gonna do around the world as soon as they think someone has a vaccine, they're gonna stop actually looking to make a vaccine if they think one's already made. And if they choose to actually say it, well, they don't have it, then everyone will be screwed when everyone stops making a vaccine because they think it's already done.
We'll wait and see what
It's a trap.
happens by the end of August, beginning of September time, right? If the vaccine's not out by then, that's cool. We can revisit this story back in the future. But it's just interesting. I just think it's really interesting how the news agencies in Russia are saying, hey, look, we're actually a bit ahead of the game here. We're going to have this vaccine out. We're in production for it just now. We're going to put it out we've tested it, and we're going to put it out to the first vulnerable sector of people, which is like doctors, nurses, frontline workers, things like that. The people that need it the most. The people that are not going to have it are the people with immune system deficiencies, people like me. Okay, I will not get the vaccine if I was in Russia, because the vaccine could actually kill me. That is how far they've tested it in. God knows how they got the data, but it's dangerous for people with immune systems like me to receive it. Basically, because it will give me the virus and train my body to create immunity, not in the same way as the normal vaccine. I don't know how it works. I'm not a fucking scientist. I don't really care. Okay, but that's what's going to happen. But the good thing is, if everybody else gets the vaccine, and my wife was hilarious about this, right? She says, it's okay, because if everybody else gets it, people like you that have been shielding that will not get it will be safe, because everybody else will have had the vaccine. And I went, yeah, that makes perfect sense. But about 3-4 months ago, I said to her, says, wouldn't it be funny if this vaccine is what instigates the zombie apocalypse, and the people that get the vaccine then turn into zombies? So she continued that conversation and says, you're just going to be like Will Smith walking around a city with a dog and a baseball bat. While everybody else is zombies because you've not had the inoculation. And I was like, yeah, I'd love that. There's a few skulls I want to crush. I'm going straight down
Movie
to
dream
Westminster.
right there. Oh yeah.
Mental.
I love it. I had something. You made me actually think of yes, Russian, or the Russia, as far as they saying we're ahead of the game. I'll say they lost me for the ahead of the game call back when, like 3 months ago, they said it's not really even a thing. We don't even have anyone sick here, so we're just going to close off all our borders. It's all good. And now they're like the third top highest sick, 700 and something thousand.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, and that happened while they were border closed.
Yeah.
No one being allowed in, zero.
Right.
So that means that was like literally on them.
Totally. But the thing is, right, what happened? They were the first to close the borders, and you're absolutely right. The data that you're saying there, they had a lot of people that died from this, right? But they also had one of the strictest lockdowns outside of Wuhan. Like, for instance, if you were in Moscow, they locked down Moscow and St. Petersburg quite quickly, and they shut the border with China quite quickly. They only let Russian nationals fly back into Russia, and then they stopped all flights into Russia. They still don't have a lot of commercial flights going in because, again, my wife's flights back to Russia have been cancelled again because of this, right? So we're quite sharp and on the ball. Now, a person coming in from a foreign country, regardless of any testing or anything like that, immediately has enforced quarantine. They have to go to wherever they're staying, and they have to stay for 2 weeks before moving out. They are given a number in which, if they do go out, all right, they have to produce this number for coming into the country, and if they check that number, okay, it's like an ID number, okay, against their database, and you have not conformed to those 2 weeks, you are going to fucking jail. All right, which is probably not the best place to go if you're actually got the virus.
So what scares me about that is their strictness and their ability to close down the borders was actually what everyone should have done from the get-go.
Absolutely.
However, what they're proving to me is that I see a place that barely allowed anybody in because of just the officials coming back, means that it would have had to have transferred from just any of them, which were a few, to that 700-something-thousand cataclysmic number, or that this
700,000 deaths, did you say?
No. They're at 775,000 plus sick
cases. Right. Yep.
And then if that happened while they were at the strictest lockdown, that would mean to me that this thing actually thrives in the cold. And if it actually survived in ice and stuff like that, that would mean that the cold is probably the best place for it to live.
Hold on. Do you think Russia is cold? It's fucking hotter than most places, mate. It's a big country.
When I see videos of Russia, usually it's like all iced over and
that's the north of Russia.
Cold.
Moscow is on the same parallel as Edinburgh, the city I live in. Okay, but it goes all the way south to the Black Sea, and you're talking 38, 39 degrees temperatures down where all his family's from. You're talking sweaty. You're talking Moscow because it's landlocked.
But they say that
really hot.
If they said that the summer type heat is supposed to kill this thing, then they're already wrong if they're proving over there that it can even thrive in both the cold and the hot.
Yeah, totally. It's no, but the virus will die within 72 hours if it's sitting on the surface, no matter what temperature. Okay, it's not going to continue to
no, that's not
itself.
that's not true. It's not
sure?
that it won't replicate. It's because it's already dead. There's nothing about it alive. It's a single cell dead organism. It's already dead. You can't kill something that's already dead. It just reanimates in the body once it hits the blood in the cell.
So what happens
it actually
then?
comes back to life.
What happens when you've got, if you pick it up, say a week later from a surface, is it going to infect you, or is it not there anymore? Because all the data that we look at is 72 hours.
To me, it's like the from what I see about it, the type of virus it is, it can only actually come back to life once it has entered our bloodstream. So even if it's on your skin, you won't get sick. It has to physically make it into a cut, into a scratch, into your mouth, into your ears, pick your nose, rub your eyes. That part is true. Because it does only reactivate and live once it's in the bloodstream. It needs the blood and the cells to basically give itself back to life in a way. That's why they did call it the zombie virus, but they struck that from the whole thing because they also didn't want people to, they're already freaking out as much as it is. So they couldn't tell everyone, hey, this virus is already dead. So there's a lot of things about it that we told you can do to kill it that actually might not work. But for the peace of mind, yes. And sanitizer, way better than soap, because I'd rather dissolve it if it's already dead in alcohol than try to rub it off with soap into the water or into the drains or onto the floor. Yeah, this thing's pretty crazy.
I'm going to tell you something.
Man.
I've just brought up the statistics for Russia for COVID, right? And it's greater than you thought. 795,038 cases.
They jumped 40,000. They jumped 30,000 cases in just like a couple days.
Wait for this, right? Okay, how many deaths do you think they've had? Just take a guess.
It's weird. I bet they're hiding the number and it just says 0.
Do you know what? That's not fair, mate. Okay, every country.
I'm just kidding.
Every country's going to be hiding a number, but we go with the figures that we're given on the Worldometer, which is.
So I'll take it. I'll take it. They have at least compared to us, because we have. I'll say they have like 3,000.
No, it's more than that, but way less in the UK, considering their population strand as well. So 795,038 cases. I will tell you the deaths in a minute, okay? Recovered out of all that, 580,330, which means there's a big chunk of people still infected from that. Okay, so you're talking potentially about 200,000 still infected. Okay, deaths 12,892. We've got 44,000 plus in the UK with way less population, right? Now we can turn around and say, they're fucking Russia. You know, they're just hiding the facts. You know, they fired missiles and they hacked in and they're wankers. Okay, yeah, okay, you can have that opinion, all right? Sorry, okay, they're just as bad as every other country when it comes down to it, all right?
Yeah.
But when you look at that,
That's not
okay, to go on to continue how they did their lockdown in Moscow, for the people that were locked down in Moscow and everybody sent home from their work, if you needed to go to the shops, you had to apply for one of those numbers on your smartphone. Okay, that number, because they have internal passports and ID cards in Russia, that number was then tagged to your ID number. Okay, so you would have to produce that number and your ID card if you were out, so they could track and trace you even before the track and tracing apps were in place. Okay, before any of that was done. They knew that you were out, you had a pass to go out. Okay, didn't cost anything, you just had to apply for it.
So
and they
then
would
how
send you the
did
number.
they end up with how did they end up with that kind of...
Because the Russians
Yeah,
are
that's
stupid too,
weird.
all right? They're just as stupid as people going to the Bournemouth beaches, as people in Florida for not wearing masks, okay? We have our fair share of absolute fucking idiots in the world, all right? And as much as I praise Russia for the positive things and try to look for the best in every country, they have their fair share of idiots. Prime example, okay, there were 0 cases in the province where my wife's from. None whatsoever. Okay, fuck all. All right, until, wait for this, one of the local trading diplomats who was away on a job in Spain came back, was told to go into lockdown and self-quarantine for 2 weeks just to see if she had it. She didn't do it, and she infected everybody in that province. Can be traced right back to her. Okay, and you're talking there
So it
like
really
tens
does
of
just take
thousands of
one
people.
person.
One person,
It really
right?
is. The statistic of the one creating thousands really is true. It's
Guess where she is right now? In jail, medical jail, waiting trial, going to prison once she's recovered. You know?
Wow.
They took it very seriously. Do you know what the fine was in Moscow if you were out and got caught without the ID number? The equivalent.
I thought it was like 1,000 something,
It was-
or 1,000.
It was the equivalent of £1,000, but the equivalent of £1,000 in Moscow is the equivalent of the spending power of about $20,000. Right?
Oh, wait, wow! I didn't realize the money difference was that gnarly for most.
No, just the spending
Okay.
capability. It might not be with the
Yeah.
exchange rate, but just the
Yeah,
spending
but
power of it.
I
you know?
got you.
It's mental.
Yeah, that's a lot.
You know,
That's a lot.
it's wild. It's wild. But the thing is,
But
right?
still, like, I mean, they did it right, but all it does is one person did it wrong, and then bam.
Yeah, so
That's
that was
tricky.
just in Allah's province, though, mate. That wasn't in the whole of Russia. Okay, that
No,
was
I
just
know,
in
but
one
that's
province.
still-
But the thing is, right? Okay, to give you the mentality, right? If you imagine rural America and the mentality they have for local colloquialism, sort of customs, things like that, it's very similar to the local customs they have in rural Russia. People think that they might be a bit more invincible to things. They're better off doing it their way rather than the government's way. Like, my family over there didn't really believe that the virus was a thing. They didn't take it seriously, but slowly but surely they took it seriously as people started to get it and they could see the effects. People suffer from this thing called NIMBY, okay, NIMBA, not in my backyard, all right, NIMBY, remember that, okay, unless it's happening right in your face, it's not real, okay. That's
You know
the
what?
mentality of people globally like that is unbelievable.
That is the mentality of everyone that is a lot of people I meet, and that is actually, I didn't have a way to actually describe it. That is a perfect way to say it. That is okay, NIMBY. Um, the don't see it or believe it until you see it thing.
Yeah, not in my backyard, mate. If somebody's not taking a shit on your doorstep, nobody's shit
But you
in
know
the
what?
world, you know?
But what sucks is about this kind of virus, if you're someone who's not gonna believe it until you see it, if you have to see it to physically believe it, it means most likely you already have it.
Exactly. Crazy, innit? The world's a shit place. Everybody's a bunch of fucking fannies, to be perfectly honest. Well, we'll start with Boris Johnson and his cronies coming to Scotland saying, "Hey, we're fucking brilliant. We're amazing. We saved you guys. Look at the amazing job we've done at managing the coronavirus tragedy in Great Britain." Hold on, mate. You're still fucking got more cases down south per head of population than you do up here. Okay, you've got people arguing about how to wear face masks, when to wear them, and up here it's in all enclosed areas. Mental, absolutely mental, to say the least. But there you go. You alright?
Yeah.
Okay, can you close that door? Make sure it's closed. But yeah, that's a bit. Remember NIMBY. Sorry, I'm just speaking to the Pac-Man here. Okay. There we go. I think we've ranted enough for tonight. If any of you beautiful men, beautiful gentlemen, have you got anything watch you don't sit on that thing that go right up your jacksie. Thank you, give that to me. My son was about to sit on my mini tripod. That would have been kind of painful. I don't know. Anyway, Barry Cognac, do you have anything you wish to add to the conversation tonight?
No.
I've ranted
enough. Let's see. I think I do. And I just got to word it right.
Okay.
The one who states to you in person or on phone and is your friend or acquaintance, the moment you hear them state to you, "Oh, I want to know, I just know I'm not sick," treat them like they're sick.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, I agree with
Especially
that. We had a mentality.
I've now met smug people who will say it like that. Just, "I know I'm not sick," and I'm just like, well, that means you've been doing everything not by the book, and by my standards, that would mean you don't even know if you were or not. I think I'm just gonna go this way. So that's my last statement.
Morgan is disappearing. Good night, Morgan. Thank you for joining us tonight. Big heart to you as well. And Truth Always Wins says Florida has mandated wearing a mask inside your home. Wow, that's not going to go down well in Florida, I tell you that much. That's a bit crazy. But you know, if that's what they're doing, that's what they're doing. Just get on with it. It's not going to be forever. You know, what you're saying there as well is if somebody says, you know, that they're okay and everything like that, treat them like they have the virus. We had kind of that mentality in Scotland right at the start of it, which is like, assume that you already have the virus. This is when we went into lockdown. Assume that you have the virus and take precautions to protect everybody else, not so much yourself. And we kind of had started to get that mentality kind of from the beginning. It took a while to educate people, but I think we're kind of there in Scotland. We know that it's been a consistent message, you know, after we got everything done right. But yeah, that's good. Right, so we're done for tonight. Let's get the banjos on and play some banjo music. Hold on, my daughter has a joke she wants to tell. Hold on a second. Yeah, of course I will. Hold on, I need to get the music up while we can do it at the same time. There's the banjos. Brilliant. Right, hit me with the joke, Alia.
Why is a maths book always happy?
I'm not saying that joke. That's a rubbish joke. Oh, for God's sake, right. Why is a maths book always happy? Yeah, here's Alia's joke. Why is a maths book always happy? Because all the pupils are continually solving its problems.
Wow, that's smart. That's a smart joke.
Cognac says that's a smart joke. Big brain joke. Big brain joke for the big brain girl. Big brain joke.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we like that one, don't we? Right, we are done. Barry, thank you very much for talking tonight. We will be giving you a whole section to rant about Star Wars tomorrow night. I'm interested to hear what you know about the 4-hour special for the leak. As part of it's been leaked for the 4-hour cut of Rise of Skywalker. So we'll be talking about that tomorrow night. We're back in the morning as well. With a little bit of the early morning show and ranting at the papers. I'm sure there will be something in there about Boris Johnson being in Scotland. That will be very interesting indeed. I hope that you will take time to join us. Gentlemen, hang out in the old, what's it called? Green room if you want a wee chat. And if anybody wants to join us for a chat in Discord, I'll be there for about 10 minutes just hanging out, while I should get ready to shut down the computer and stuff and say goodnight to my kids and everything. So listen, thanks boys for joining us tonight, and
yeah,
it's been good fun. And we'll see you guys in the morning. Oh, hang on, there we go, that's what I want. We'll see you all in the morning. Take care, be safe, don't forget to drink lots of water, wash your hands, be good, hug your mama, but socially distance the hugger. But be good most of the time.